Oh, good morning, Yankee fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Wake up and get your coffee. Yes. Good morning, Yankees universe. Wake up and get your coffee. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I am your guy Hector, and like always, I am joined by the lovely TC Stills. TC, what it do?
What is up, Hector? How you doing? Great Thursday morning. I know you're super hyped,
Oh yeah.
hyped, whatever. Get
Oh
Jig
yeah.
out here, get him going crazy.
Well, if you guys didn't know, the New York Knicks are advancing to the second time, the first time in 10 years, the second time in 20 years that this is happening. So I'm on another high right now, even though the Yankees backs finally woke up yesterday. I think somebody really got the Yankees coffee yesterday because their bats woke up. Aaron Judge on his birthday has 3 hits. Anthony Volpe had a good day as well. TC, I'm going to throw it over to you for a second. How are you feeling after yesterday's win?
I'm actually a little bit relieved. We've been waiting for that, and it, let us exhale a little bit. Seeing the bats wake up, seeing Judge going crazy, 3 for 4 on his birthday. Anthony Volpe continuing, his hot hitting. Some of the other guys, Mr. Bang Calhoun got some couple hits, and Glaber went deep. So it was a great sign,
I think
very positive.
when it came to Willie Calhoun, I think he heard Pete's rant about Willie Calhoun. When's the last time he banged? So he had to show up yesterday for my guy Pete Simonetti. Shout out to my guy Pete Simonetti.
He didn't want the She Bang song come out,
No, ain't no shebang. Ain't no shebang. Shout out to Mikey Mazza and the Fortran Express. Mikey Mazza, how you doing? Damian Serrano's in the building. Damian, how you doing? L.I. Yankee King, good morning, L.I. And of course, that's TC Stills again. I mean, of course, that's Mikey Mazza. And then obviously TC Stills in the chat. Yankee fans, how you doing? Talking about Jigga Man, I know you excited after the Knicks advance to the next round, after the Yankees bats finally wake up. And I know, right, we've lost 2 series in a row. Lost against the Blue Jays, lost against the Minnesota Twins in the series. I get it. Joey Gallo is hitting home runs. I get it. But it's good that the offense finally wakes up. For the first 5, 6, 7 runs of the game, there were runs created without the home run ball. It wasn't until Gleyber Torres ran into a pitch that he launched into the stratosphere, right? So that's a good sign when it comes to Gleyber Torres. But ultimately, the bats wake up. Hopefully, this is a good sign to come. We finally shake off the cobwebs, and we can continue this momentum going forward. We start a new series against the Texas Rangers, whose bullpen is not the best. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, and our offense still starts feasting. But ultimately, I'm happy right now. I'm not happy we lost the last 2 series, but I'm happy that the offense finally woke up.
Yeah, same here. It's a step in the right direction. I was getting worried. I was wondering if they were even alive or if they, I don't know what was going on, like sleepwalking, Walking Dead. We needed to get the defibrillator out there. Did they have a pulse or I don't know what was wrong, but yesterday was a very good sign. It was everybody too. Everybody contributed. I love the 3-run double by Judge. We need more of that. The bases clearing doubles and just RBI singles going the other way, just producing runs like you said without home runs. I love to see that, and I hope this is something to come. In this next series, get our momentum going because Tampa's not slowing down, and we got to catch up now, or time will run out fast.
Tampa's not slowing down. The Baltimore Orioles have turned into another gear this year. Toronto Blue Jays, they're coming for our heads. So the Yankees, we can't let this division get that far away from us. And I'm still going to have the same energy every day that I had for Brian Cashman on the last show. Brian Cashman You need to wake up. Brian Cashman needs a
Yep.
wake-up call. Something needs to happen with this team, whether
Yeah,
it's you
just
go
because
out.
one game, doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Whether Brian Cashman goes out there and makes a trade for a bat, or he calls up some of the guys that we got in the system at Scranton Wilkes-Barre who is killing it right now. Before we continue, shout out to my guy Mitchell Fernandez in the building. Mitchell Fernandez, how you doing? And if you guys can, hit that like button for the boys. It helps us out with the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button as well. It helps get us out there to more Yankee fans. If you're enjoying the Yankee content over here on the Yankees Morning Brew, help us out by just giving us a little like button, giving us a little subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it's free for you to do it. All you got to do is take your finger and go like that. Poop. You see, it's all done. Very easy. Very 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But let's get into it because we were a little scared yesterday, right? With the birthday boy himself, Aaron Judge, trying to fill a base, sliding into third base. Brian Hoach, I got a quote from him. There was some talk about coming out of the game, but we ended those pretty quick. We can either play or we can't play. So I was able to play, quoting Aaron Judge. When it comes to that injury or that almost injury that happened yesterday, what was your thoughts? What was running through your head, TC?
Of course, I thought the worst. I thought he's done. He's done for months with a broken wrist. I thought he snapped his wrist back, or I mean, at the least, a dislocated finger. But when they show the replay, the close up, his wrist went bent back underneath his body, and he's a big guy. So I was scared as soon as he ran into the dugout in the locker room. I thought, here we go again. We're going to lose our best player. We already lost half our team. So yeah, of course I thought the worst, but thank God it's apparently according to him it's just a minor wrist discomfort. So hopefully he's back in there. I think Boone says he's probably DH in a couple games in the series with the Rangers, and looks to be okay.
Mitchell Fernandez, I apologize if you was timed out right now. I think L.I. Yankee King made a boo-boo, timed you out by mistake. I apologize for that right now. If you can wait, I'm trying to see if I can untime you out. Hold on. Give me a sec. Hold on.
What are you doing,
Go ahead,
L.I.?
TC. Go ahead, TC. Read some of the chats real quick while I try to figure this out.
Yeah, we got Jigga in here. Jigga, how you doing? I know Jigga is super hyped for the Knicks also. And don't forget, Aaron Rodgers is now a New York Jet. So I know Jigga's going crazy. This is the 2-year window for the Jets, I think. They got to put it together. Li's got a best lineup. Let's see what his lineup says. He's got Volpe, Torres, Judge, Rizzo, LeMahieu, Trevino, Peraza, Cabrera. Yeah, that's okay for now. I think that's all right. Okay. Let's see what Damien
I think says. I think Mitchell Fernandez is good. I don't think he was timed out. I think the messages was just deleted. Again, my mistake, Li's mistake. Sorry about that. Mitchell Fernandez. Hopefully he's still in the building. Jacob Petruzzi's in the building. How you doing, Jacob Petruzzi? And yeah, I agree with you. Even though Aaron Rodgers is with the Jets, they ain't doing nothing. I'm a Giant fan all day.
Shade. Giants
I know
over the Jets. Yep.
Yeah. I know Jigga Man is in the chat right now. Probably losing his mind.
My brother Harry,
all is good.
KC Funtime's in the house.
KC Funtime's in the building. How you doing? And of course, our guy Jason from 161 River Avenue. How are you doing, brother? Hope all is well. Mr. James Cook is in the building. James, good morning to you, good sir. But yeah, I agree with everything that you just said about Aaron Judge. When I saw the replay, when they replayed the back, I thought the same thing. I thought he broke his wrist, dislocated his wrist, and I'm like, here we go again. When the offense starts clicking, we're going to lose our big guy, right? Yeah. So I'm glad that nothing happened, knocked on wood. It seemed like he jammed his wrist more than anything. Hopefully, this doesn't lead into anything down the line later on in the season.
Right.
All is good right now when it comes to the big guy, Aaron Judge. Hope all is well for Aaron Judge because we need him. If Aaron Judge was to miss 2 months, 3 months out the season, just write this season away. Just throw it away. This season's over. It's over. But that didn't happen. He had a big day. He had a walk, a single, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, an amazing day. He brought his batting average up from 250 to I believe 280 or some ish right there. But hey, we'll take it because we needed it desperately, TC.
Yeah, no, it was about time. I mean, this team can't be held down that long. They're professional hitters. I know we all get on them for being lazy or over the hill bums, but these guys at the end of the day they're professional hitters and they know what they're harder on themselves than probably we are. So they know what needs to be done and it was great to see them. For us fans, we want to cheer for you guys. We're behind you. Hopefully this is some momentum. Let's just keep it going. It feels
Yeah,
good.
and
Feels good
just so
today.
you guys know, one of the debut nice little coffee
Ooh,
cup, morning brew coffee cup. This will be available soon on the
yep.
Etsy store or the YouTube shop. We're trying to figure it out right now, but you'll be able to place an order for one of these fine little gems
There you
coming
go.
soon. Keep an eye out. Just hit
Yeah,
that subscribe button, hit the bell to get the
and
notifications.
and the shirt is coming for you, Hector. So you should be
Oh,
able to wear that on the show.
yes, thank you, because it's laundry day in my house. That's why
Yeah,
I'm still wearing the same shirt from Tuesday, just so
it's
before anybody makes
and
fun
it's
of me, it's
exclusive.
laundry day.
It's a Hector only shirt. That's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and then this
exclusive.
one, I like this one because this is from the '99 World Series, so I
Oh
like this
yeah,
one, right?
99. Good
But no,
year.
I agree with you, Li. If I was Aaron Boone, I would give Judge the day off just
Hmm.
to rest that wrist, just to
Yeah.
make sure all is well. Just give him the day off. Hopefully, he didn't have to go for any MRIs or anything like that, because if you go for an MRI, it's a tail sign of something bad's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we don't need
Yeah.
that. We don't need any more bad news. I mean, can we get a guy back from the IL before another one goes on the IL? Let's, please, for the love of
And
God.
James Cook, I appreciate your Astros for helping us beat the Rays this week. I appreciate that,
Yep.
right? But when it comes down to it, oh, Mitchell Fernandez is back. Mitchell Fernandez is back. All is well. Mitchell Fernandez, again, that was a mistake by Li. He got the little sausage fingers, so the sausages flipped off his fingers,
Yeah.
and he hit that by accident.
He's got all
Apologize.
his trades going on. And
That's what it was. He's
yeah.
trying to go through back and forth with trades and everything like that. Sorry
Yeah.
about that, Mitchell Fernandez. Carlos with a K is in the building. Carlos, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. And just so you guys know, the open panel will be back. Will be later on today around 11:35. I'll be throwing out the link for the open panel, so stay tuned for that. But let's jump into the next one, right? Because we've been worrying. I wouldn't say we've been worrying. Let me take a step back. There's been some Yankee fans that been worrying about Anthony Volpe. But ever since he took over in that leadoff spot, TC, I'll let you read off the stats for Anthony Volpe. But Anthony Volpe, he had a big game yesterday as well. He had a double. He had a single. So Anthony Volpe was looking amazing. A couple of walks. All is good when it comes to Anthony Volpe. Go ahead, TC, if you want to read that off for people.
Yeah. So in the last 15 games, he's been leading off. Anthony Volpe is batting 292, 424 slugging, 458 on base percentage, and an 882 OPS with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. So everybody that has been patient with him, he's proven you guys that he is our true leadoff hitter, and this is the guy that will be the leadoff hitter for the rest of his career.
You got to give him time, and Anthony Volpe gave him time. He was struggling for the first 50, 70 at bats, and now he started to figure it out. Right.
Yep.
One thing I pointed out in the early part of the season when he was struggling for people is that you got to be patient. Julio Rodriguez and his first month was struggling as well. Right. Dustin Pedroia and his first 90 at bats was struggling as well. It takes time to get used to seeing major league pitching. Right, it's one thing to go from AAA to the majors, but you need to take time to adjust. It is an adjustment period. I think Anthony Volpe has handled it very well. Now, has there been some blunders over the past couple of weeks when it comes to fielding? Yes, it has. Yes, there has been, and that's the only thing I'm worried about now. Hopefully, that doesn't get in his head while he's out there in the field, but he's still making the play when he has to make the play.
Yeah, I think he's made 3 errors in 3 consecutive games. It does. I think it gets in your head. He's getting, when the ball's coming to him, he's like, oh, I can't make a mistake. I can't make an error. And that's what happens. You make an error. So if he gets over that, his hitting's rolling. So his fielding's going to, follow. I pumping the brakes. I'm waiting on this kid. I have patience. He's going to be a great player. So I'm not worried about it.
I got my bro hand, my broski Pete Salmon
Pete,
Natty in the building. Pete, what it do? Hey, yo, Pete, Hold on. Willie Calhoun heard you, Pete. He
Yeah.
heard your rant, Pete, and he said, I gotta show up for Seminetti because I don't need another Pete Seminetti rant. But Calhoun showed up, Pete, and he performed yesterday, even though it was a little infill hit. Even though it was a little infill hit, he still got the hit. Shout out to NYY News TV. If you guys can subscribe over there, I know all you guys already subscribed over there, but
what are you doing if you're not subscribed?
What are you doing? What are you doing? How you doing? But yeah, Friday we got Get Yanked. Willie Big Bang Calhoun is back, like Pete put in the chat. He heard you, Pete. He heard you, and he had to show up. Oh, we got Uncle Tats from the Pinstripe Chronicle. What it do, Uncle Tats? I'm on another level this morning, right? Because like TC said, the Knicks are going to the second round. This is the first time in 10 years that the Knicks advanced to the second round. This is the second time in 20 years that this happened. So excuse me, I apologize if I'm on another high right now, but I'm going to keep riding that high until the wheels fall off. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Yankees.
Yes.
And
New York New York's on top of the world right now, where the Yankees are rolling.
Cashman.
And Cashman needs to wake up.
Brian Cashman, wake up and get your coffee, Brian Cashman. You need to wake up. You need to wake up and look at the Brew Crew Cup. We're going to have these available soon. Just, had to drop that little tidbit in there.
Nice.
And Pete, my man, he said, you guys are making me a Knicks fan. I got your jersey waiting for you, Pete. I got your jersey waiting for you. I need you to come down to 7th Avenue, Madison Square Garden, so we could go nuts, Pete Seminetti.
Jump on the Knick train. Come on, Pete.
Yankee Kyle's in the building. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's to the dome, my guy. Uncle Tat said, ride it, Hector. Oh, I'm definitely riding it. I'm clearing off the carpet right now, and I'm going to be riding that high to the next level. But yeah, let me take a step back because I'm talking about the team right now. But no.
Change your hat. Change your Knicks Morning Brew to the Yankee Morning Brew. There you go.
Oh yeah, I need to change, put this to the front. No, but when it comes to Anthony Volpe, right?
Yeah,
we talked about it. You brought up his stats. The Yankees need to leave him at the leadoff spot. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is where this kid need to be. No messing around. And for the simple fact of the speed that he brings to the top of the lineup. Don't get me wrong. I love DJ LeMahieu. La Máquina. I love him. Won a batting title with us, even though it was a COVID season, strong season. He still won a batting title. High batting gap. I love it. But he needs to be in the middle of the lineup. He needs to be that protection for Rizzo and for Judge. He needs to be that guy if you got runners on first and third or runners on second and third, the guy that you could trust just to get a single, not a home run. A guy who could just get a single, get a base hit to bring in those runs. That's why we need DJ LeMahieu in the middle of the lineup. Have Anthony Volpe at the top of the lineup because it's not like Anthony Volpe doesn't draw walks. Even though he has been struggling at the plate to start the season, his plate discipline is still there. And that's something that is key because normally if a young player is struggling to get a hit, they start expanding their strike zone. They start going away from their normal approach. And when it comes to Anthony Volpe, he likes to work the count and get on base any way he can.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad to see that he hasn't gone away from the approach that helped him get to the major league level, right? And is still keying in on that strike zone, working his walks and doing what he has to do to get on base for the big boppers.
Yeah, you can see him develop, and he's taking time he's feeling out the major league pitching. And he's taken his walks. He's got a good eye. I mean, he does have that launch angle. He's trying, he looks at Judge's swing and he's trying to emulate that. But the kid is a great table setter, gets on base, steals, and DJ LeMahieu is our RBI guy. He's protection to Judge and Stan when he's in there, and I mean he's the most trusted guy. I think if the game's on the line to get a hit, to put the ball in play. I know he's been striking out of late is just concerning, but if there's somebody on this team that I could rely on, it's DJ LeMahieu.
Hands down. I can't disagree with you when it comes to that. If we're going into the bottom of the ninth, right? And we got our 3 hitters coming up, Judge, Rizzo, and LeMahieu. I'm very confident that something can happen when you got Judge, Rizzo, and LeMahieu coming up, right? But this is not excusing Brian Cashman. This is not excusing our front office not getting the job done when it comes to adding a big bopper. They're waiting on Josh Donaldson. I don't know what for because Josh Donaldson didn't show us anything last year. He got 14 home runs, and for some reason, Michael K think he's going to be Scott Brosius. I don't know what's going on, right? When it comes down to it, we have a guy in the minor league system who is killing it right now. He's not one of our original prospects, right? He was a top prospect with the Tampa Bay Rays, went off to Cleveland, went to Seattle as well, but he is killing it right now. Mr. Jack Bowers, not Jack Bowers for 24, but Bowers is killing it right now. I think he has 8 home runs. Hold on, let me just pull up his stats real quick.
I think he hits one every day now.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. No, he's tearing the cover off the ball, and he's forcing Cashman and Boone to bring him up. I mean, we got to make a change. I know that one game was nothing, but give the kid a shot.
In 68 at bats in Scranton Wilkes-Barre, he is batting .328. He has 9 home runs. He has 20 RBIs, and he has 5 stolen bases. Wow. When it comes to Bowers, he is an outfielder. And what do we desperately need right now, TC? What do we need right now with Giancarlo Stanton out?
We need an outfielder and a left-handed bat, and he checks off both those boxes. So
both of them things.
I don't know what's holding him back. Aaron Hicks, are you kidding me? Still on the roster? Still. With this kid, what he's doing.
There should be no reason why Aaron Hicks is still on this roster.
No.
Put Aaron Hicks to the side, right? Because obviously money plays a big part of it, right? But Franchy Cordero, Willie Calhoun, what are they showing you? What are you seeing that have you believing that they are a better option than Mr. Bowers right now? What are they showing you? That's what I need to know.
Right. Well, they showed a little. I know Franchy in the first couple games showed you something. He had 4 home runs and he has 11 RBIs and it looked good for a while. But you know what? It just went downhill from there. The last 10 games what's he batting 150, 120? I don't know.
His batting average has fallen off the cliff. But when it comes to Franchy, at least he showed you he can get hot. And he can carry you for about a few games or whatever like that. He can get hot. What has Willie Calhoun showed you? Now, I'm not the most athletic person in the world, right? So I should be the last person talking about this. I look like a couch potato. But Willie Calhoun looks like the most unathletic athlete that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a DH, pretty much. But, I don't know. I mean, Cashman loves these reclamation projects. He loves to get these guys, and he thinks he's going to turn them into Barry Bonds. I don't get it.
He has somebody in Bowers. He has a reclamation project in Bowers. He is killing it at Scranton. He's hitting .330. He has 9 bombs, 20 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases.
We need that. Ignite this offense. Something fresh and new. And we keep bringing it up, but don't forget your buddy, your pal, Chaparro. What he's doing? God. He's right there with Bowers.
Now, if you want to point out that Chaparro got off to a slow start to the season, cool. We could point that out, right? I'll bring up his numbers right now when it comes to Chaparro because he has a batting average that's not close to 250, right? So I'll bring it up right now just to be fair, right? So when it comes to Chaparro, let me remove this graphic right there. He has 83 at-bats, right? He has a .217 batting average. Cool. Okay. He has 8 home runs. He has 14 RBIs, 1 stolen base. He even has a stolen base. And he has an OPS of 808. Now, when it comes to Chaparro, like I said, he started off horribly. I think it was 0 for his first 20. Yeah. Remove that 0 for his first 20. Remove that. His batting average is through the roof. It's over 300.
Easily, yeah.
100%. So we have Josh Donaldson, who is out. Chaparro plays third base, right? We got Giancarlo Stanton, who is out. Jack Bauer plays the outfield. You can put him in either left field and right field, right? There's no way that you could tell even half of his batting average. If you was to take Jack Bauer's batting average and cut it in half, 328 and cut it in half, it's 162. 164. That's higher than Aaron Hicks' batting average. That's higher than Willie Calhoun. That's higher than Franchy Cordero. That's higher than all their batting averages.
Yeah, put them all together. There's probably still not even compared to that.
And it's not like Jack, and it's not like Bow. I keep saying
Jake.
Jack Bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jake.
Jake
It's
Bauer.
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake Bowers. I keep saying Jack Bowers from 24, but
Yeah.
Jake Bowers.
Right.
When it
Yeah.
comes to Jake Bowers, right? It's not like he's a slouch in the outfield and he's horrible. He's not Austin Meadows in the outfield.
No.
He's major league average.
Yeah. At least he plays the outfield. We got IKF out of position, and playing center field. But I mean, he's doing a decent job. But I mean, what are we doing? We're
And like Li says, he can literally opt out of his deal in May. And if
yeah.
the Yankees don't call him up before May, he is definitely going to opt out and go into free agency. And somebody is going to pick him up and watch him
Mhm.
turn into the next Matt Carpenter.
Yep. Exactly. We do not need to see that. We've already seen that with Gallo and Sonny Gray and these guys leave New York and they're sticking it to us. I'm tired of this.
It's the St. Louis Cardinals are just waiting for that day when
Mhm.
he opts out because they need outfielders right now. They
Mhm.
just sent down Jordan Walker, who was struggling to start the season, their top prospect. So they need an outfielder ASAP.
Mhm.
Oh, shout out to Uncle Foxy. Uncle Foxy's in the building. How you doing? I know he said Nick Morning Brew fan, but I know he meant Yank Morning Brew fan.
Yes.
My guy, don't worry, Foxy. I know the Knicks are on my brain also. They stuck in the membrane. Trust me, Uncle Foxy.
We're
But
celebrating the
shout out
Knicks
to
here
Uncle
too.
Foxy. Oh yeah. And Foxy and George from Into the Knicks verse yesterday, they had an amazing post game celebrating the Knicks winning. And I was in there in that post game all night going back and forth. But shout out to you, Uncle Foxy. Thank you for joining us in the conversation. But bro, let's take another dive in because we got another topic to talk about.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will bring some smiles on you Yankee fans' faces because a former Yankee just was cut. And let's take a moment of silence. Let's have a moment of silence and a small violin playing for Mr. Jackson Frazier. The Yankees washout Clint Frazier is a free agent yet again after he struggled with the Texas Rangers and their minor league system at AAA, and he was released from the Texas Rangers. When it comes to Clint, aka Jackson Frazier, TC, are you crying? How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm shedding some tears. No, I mean, guy, you talked all that talk when you left the Yankees. Hey, it's not looking good for you, pal. And yeah, big mouth, no action, and it's what happens. Sorry,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's when it comes to Clint Frazier, he was never able to live up to the hype that he had. Like they said, he had legendary bat speed and was compared to Josh Donaldson. He looked like Wash Donaldson. That's
You
one
got to
thing we
hit the
can say.
ball though. I could swing the bat hard too, but I still have to hit it.
Exactly. Hopefully, he can go over to the MPJ and go play with Trevor Bauer and go be a
Yeah,
bozo over there in Japan. But Clint
yeah,
Frazier, your time didn't work out here when it came to the Yankees. It didn't work out with the Chicago Cubs. It didn't work out with the Texas Rangers. And can we blame Clint Frazier for this one for not living up to his potential? Or is injuries a part of the conversation? You can have however you want to have your cake. But when it comes down to it, you did not perform.
no, no.
Not at
He's
all.
overhyped prospect, and I think he got a little cocky, and yeah, he got a little humble pie.
Definitely. Salute to my brother, Mr. Worldwide Mayberry from For the Love of the Game. Worldwide L, how you doing? I know you on another level, baby, because I'm on another level right now. Let's go, Knicks. First game is this Sunday at the Garden versus Miami, and we're trying to do something a little bit special. But Mitchell Fernandez, I definitely agree. Bauer and Chaparro for Frenchie and Calhoun. I'm definitely making that move
Yeah,
ASAP. And it's April 27th. I think there's one more day in the month of April, if I'm not mistaken. And the Yankees, they don't have that much time left to make the call up when it comes to Bowers, to Mr.
right.
Jake Bowers,
Yeah,
right? When it comes to it, they got to make this call up real fast because, like Li Yankee King pointed in the chat earlier, he can literally opt out, hit free agency. The St. Louis Cardinals will pick him up, and he's going to turn into an all-star. That's
yeah,
just how it works out. Because Brian Cashman, you need to wake up, Brian Cashman. Wake up and get your coffee, Cashman.
yeah. It just makes too much sense for Cashman to do that. He doesn't go according to what we want, what we know what's better for the team. He wants to, he's smarter than everybody. You know, he knows baseball better, right? Yeah. Okay, sure, pal.
Yeah, yeah, and I know this is something that people brought up that was going to help our team, but I don't know. Manaya and Sabian, where are they at?
Yeah, I
Where
thought they would
where
be, you know, a
and
little in their
Cashman's ear,
ear.
and they
Yeah.
wouldn't both Omar Manaya and Sabian were both known to call up prospects early in the season, and for some reason, we're not calling anybody up out of our minor league system. Why sign Bauer hoping that he would turn into what he's doing right now, but you're not calling him up. You're wasting him down there in the minor leagues. What are you doing?
I'm telling you, Hector, these guys are watching you. They're watching Pete. They're watching all this Yankee content, and they see what we want, and they're like, "No, we're not. No, we're not gonna give it to them. We're gonna do something else." Well, I guarantee it. I
Oh
guarantee
no,
it.
definitely. And it's their arrogance, right?
Yes,
That they
arrogance.
just
You
want to
nailed it.
never admit when they're wrong and
Mhm.
just want to stick with the same old program just so they can try to prove to other people
Mhm.
that their idea is the idea that works, right?
Exactly.
Like Mitchell Fernandez just pointed out in the chat, and I appreciate you, Mitchell Fernandez, for this one. We have to be realistic about Big G. He is done, absolutely done. And Mitchell Fernandez, when it comes to Big G, his injury, he got injured a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. That injury is a 6-week process to be reevaluated. After the 6 weeks, he has to go down to the minor league, start his rehabbing. That's going to be another 2 weeks. So by the time he comes back, we'll probably be in June, right? And even when he comes back, say he comes back in June, it's going to
Mhm.
take him a couple of weeks to get things back into gear.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
that time, if we decide to sit back and wait, by the time June comes, Tampa Bay, they'll have a 20-game lead in this division. We'll be
Right.
stuck in fourth place by the way that things are going, because right now Tampa's ahead of us, Baltimore's ahead of us, and Toronto's ahead of us. Especially the way that this offense is looking right now, we can't just sit back and just wait.
Mm.
We need to
No.
attack.
Yeah, and what's to say when he comes back, it doesn't happen again? I mean, it's happened the last what 4 or 5 years. I mean, every single year, just leg injuries and knees, the thighs, the muscle. I mean, the guy just can't. He can't stay on the field, and Cashman's problem was he didn't get any depth for us, and it's showing. We don't have any
Mm-hmm.
depth behind these big hitters. When they go down, the home run or nothing, and then this is what we get.
And Jason saying, I think they're preparing for the major league draft, probably talking about Sabian and Manaya. If
Oh,
they are preparing for the major league draft, they can text Cashman though. They could shoot a
sure.
text message. Cashy Poo, what are you doing? You need to wake up. You got Bowers killing it. You got Chaparro on the rise. Come on, Cashman.
And I
There
tell
should be
you
no
what,
excuses.
I tell you what, Spencer Jones is not too far behind. That guy is tearing it up. I think he'll be in AAA by the end of the year.
Who?
Spencer Jones.
Oh, yeah. By the time he's in high A Hudson Valley Renegades right now, then he'll come up to
Hmm.
to Somerset. And then if he keeps going the way he's going, he'll be knocking on the door. Forget AAA. If he comes up to AA and he kills it, he'll be
Mm,
knocking on the door in August and September.
yeah, it's a
Um,
possibility.
my man Jacob Petruzzi. Jacob Petruzzi said, "Where does he go? Isn't Bowers a first baseman? He could play first base and he could play the corner outfield spots, right? So when it comes down to it, he could play first base, left field, right field, and DH. The
Yeah.
Yankees would probably use him in right field at Yankee Stadium and
Hmm.
left field on the road, or first base or DH. But that's the thing. He's not just he. You can't. He's flexible. He can play multiple positions. You don't got to worry about just sticking him at one position. No, he is flexible. He can play every other position that you need him to play: left field, right field, DH, first base. Those are positions we need right now,
Hmm.
especially with Stanton out. Or we want to keep running Aaron Hicks out there, because Aaron Hicks looks pathetic. Honestly, there's no way. There's no more defending this.
Yeah,
Aaron Hicks has to go.
he's holding a roster spot. What I mean, he's useless. He's unplayable. I don't understand. They don't pinch run for him or with him. He's not a defensive replacement. And he
Mhm.
never pinch hits. They have IKF pinch hit over him. So what are you doing there? Are you giving out bubble gum to Aaron Boone? What the heck are you doing there?
I don't know. I don't know. And like I agree, Jason. Jones is ahead of Dominguez in
Yeah,
development. When it comes to it,
I think so.
Spencer Jones is killing it. I think he has like a 350 batting average right now of Hudson Valley. And when he comes to AA, if he continues to rake and has a 300 plus batting average, there's no excuses on why he should be kept down, especially when he's a Vanderbilt product, right? Coming out of Vanderbilt, you're more seasoned. You're more prepared for the major league than coming out of any other program when it comes to collegiate baseball. And I'll call up Matt Crook also. I'm definitely ignoring the Bumgarner BS. I don't want Madison Bumgarner whatsoever. That's L.I. Yankee King. I'll have L.I. Yankee King want Madison Bumgarner. But me personally, I'll call up Matt Crook before I try to entertain the Madison Bumgarner situation.
Yeah, they brought up Nick Ramirez. I don't know. I thought Crook would have been ahead of him. I'm not sure why they did that.
L.I., I would definitely take Estevan Florial over Aaron Hicks.
Yep, he's doing good too.
He's killing it right now. His on-base percentage is through the roof. I think he has an OPS of over 500. Let me look it up right now. Estevan Florial stats in the minors.
Yeah, he'll give you more than Calhoun and Franchi right now.
Oh, definitely. He'll give you more than Aaron Hicks. That's guaranteed.
And he can steal bases.
And 41 at-bats. He is batting .293. He has 2 home runs, 6 RBI, 7 stolen bases, and an OPS on base plus slugging of over 1,000. Over 1,000. The issue with Estevan Florial that people pointed to is that he doesn't walk. He may strike out a bunch, but he doesn't walk. Right now in Scranton Wilkes-Barre, he is walking. He has an on-base percentage of over 500. Over 500. He is going out of his way to try to get on base. He is going out of his way to try to walk. Before we continue, guys, if you guys can hit that like button for your boys, it helps us out with the algorithm tremendously. Madison, Mad Bum is a bum. I'm with you, Jason. Bring up Crook instead. Listen, you guys know how I feel about Madison Bumgarner. When it comes to, if I'm in an alleyway, right, and I'm about to be outmatched 5v1, the only person that I would want in that situation is Madison Bumgarner, because that man is a lunatic.
It's crazy.
When I tell you that in the offseason, he got in trouble by Major League Baseball because every offseason, ever since he was a rookie, he will go and compete in bull riding contest, right, under a fake name, because that's what he liked to do. And he got in trouble by the San Francisco Giants and Major League Baseball from doing that. He grew up in a town of 500 people, 500 to 600 people, where 300 of those people had the same last name, Bumgarner. This is a guy that he dated someone in high school who had the first name Madison and the last name Bumgarner. So when it comes to the outside noise, he can definitely handle the pressure of New York, right? Because I could just imagine all the bullying he had to go through. But I know he could probably handle the outside pressure of New York City when it comes to the media. But would I want him on my team right now? No. Just because of where he is at in his career. If this was 5 years ago, absolutely.
Definitely.
Sign me up for Madison Bumgarner for 5 years ago. But right now, I don't think he can hack it anymore.
No, we got to stop with these retreads. You know, these guys that we think, you know, they're past their prime, and we try to make them into something else. And we've done that year after year after year with these guys, and it doesn't work out. So stop doing that. We got kids in the minors that need to be coming up, and they have something to prove. Stop with this nonsense, Cashman. We don't need to do this anymore.
TC, I'm gonna ask you, right?
Yeah.
And let's be realistic. Guys in the chat, let's be realistic right now, right? Enjoy and jump into this conversation with us. I'm going to ask you in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Type it in the chat. But if the Yankees were miraculously, within the next couple of hours, to cut Aaron Hicks and he's not on the team anymore, I'm going to ask you, TC, and I'm going to ask you in the chat. Do you think there's any major league team out there that will be quick to pick him up?
Yeah, that bananas team, what is that crazy banana team?
The Savannah Bananas. I don't even think they would. First of all, don't be coming for the Savannah Bananas. All right, I love the Savannah Bananas. Those are my guys over there.
Yeah, they'll
right?
dress him up as a clown, and he'll be running on the field. That's all. That's what he'd be doing.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I'll take that back. The Savannah Bananas would definitely dress him up as a clown and send him out there to the field. But I don't think there's any team out there that I don't think there's any team that is waiting for the Yankees to cut Aaron Hicks so they could run and pick him up. I don't think
A's. I don't think the A's would even do it.
No, the A's, they have a picture outside of the stadium that says, do not let this man enter, all right, because he steals money. Don't let him enter, right?
Exactly. He would ruin their payroll.
I don't think there's any team that's rushing to go and pick him up whatsoever. Hold on. Let me just look this up right now.
My men's softball team that I used to be on wouldn't even pick him up.
He is 33, turning 34. And I'm so mad because him and I were born on the same year, 1989. He was born in October. I was born in September, literally 30 days apart. He was born October 2nd. I was born September 8th. So I'm upset about that. That's one thing I'm upset about. But I don't think there's any team out there that will rush to go and pick him up at the major league level. Now, will there be a team that maybe offer him a minor league contract? Maybe. But even that is just a stretch. I don't think there's any team that will be able to pick him up. Maybe overseas. Like I said, he can go and join Trevor Bauer over there in Japan, right? But over here in the States, I don't think there's a team that would be rushing to go pick him up.
Or the LPGA, maybe the ladies pro golf tournament.
Not even them. They have another sign outside of their facilities that says, "Don't let this man in. He steals money." But Foxy says Hicks and his girlfriend were playing golf in front of my nephew. He said Aaron was super chill, not caring the world, laughing nonstop. Well, if Aaron Hicks, he may, and that's the thing, he may be an awesome human being. He may be an awesome individual. Him and I would probably be able to have conversation when it comes to certain topics, right? But to pay you $10 million to play professional baseball at the major league level for the New York Yankees on a team that is trying to compete for a World Series, I don't think he has it.
No, you could say he's done.
I don't think he is on the opposite side of 30. He is 33 going into 34. His knees are shot. Well, I shouldn't say his knees. His hamstrings are shot. He doesn't have the same speed. Ever since he got Tommy John, he doesn't have the same arm strength in the outfield. His range has been limited. We haven't seen him jack the home run this year. He hasn't hit a home run this year. So what are we waiting for?
I have no clue, Hector. You got me there. I don't know what they're hoping. What is he gonna just have this miraculous turnaround the next game? Haven't they seen enough?
And Foxy says, my point was maybe he should be taking batting practice for 3 hours and not playing golf. Foxy, don't let me get started on that, because I remember, and I'm going to keep on having this story. I remember last year when I went to the stadium for the Derek Jeter celebration at Yankee Stadium, when they gave everybody the plaque that, for his Hall of Fame flag. I remember me and a bunch of Yankee fans, we were by gate 4, right in the middle, going to where the suites are at, right? We were right there on that block, in the middle, getting online for the suites. And one of the Yankee fans pointed out, it was 3:45, 4 o'clock, that Aaron Hicks just showed up to the stadium and was getting driven in and was getting dropped off by whatever SUV company or luxury cab service was dropping him off. There's no preparation time when it comes to Aaron Hicks. Me personally, if that's me, and I know, cool, we have Derek Jeter here today. We got a series that was starting against the Tampa Bay Rays, who were fighting for first place in our division, right? If I know that we're going to have a series against the Rays, Derek Jeter is going to be here. They're moving all the preparation an hour ahead for the ceremony. So I have to get my BP, my fielding, all of that. I got to get earlier than I normally do. I'm showing up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the latest.
Right.
The latest. You cannot tell me that showing up at 3:45 on that day is him taking pride and preparing for a series against the Tampa Bay Rays in September when they're on our heels for the division.
No, he doesn't care. He hasn't cared for a couple years. But isn't that the same game where he tried to get the ball at the corner and he let it go and let it fall? Yeah.
Yes, it's the same game. That was the same game, TC. That happened, that the fans booed him off the field and Aaron Boone had to switch him in the middle of the innings. It got so nasty for him inside of Yankee Stadium. I think the Yankees, I didn't watch the broadcast, obviously, because I was in the stadium, but if I had to put money on it, I know they were muting the crowd. because we were ferocious when it comes to booing Aaron Hicks.
He should have
That
been sent
booing,
home. Like
he should have been sent home
gone.
right
Like,
then. Go
don't
home.
even be in the dugout. Yeah, go out.
You seen what the manager? You seen what the manager from Detroit did with Javi Baez? Sent him home in the middle of the game.
Good for him.
Javi Baez, he was tagging up from not tagging up, but there was a fly
he didn't know
ball
how
to
many
the
outs
outfield.
there were, right?
He didn't know how many outs there were. He didn't run back to second base. That was the third or fourth inning. The manager pulled him out of the game and sent his ass home.
Yep. That's Little League. That's huge mistake for a professional player. No, you can't forget the outs. No way.
And what did Aaron Boone do after that game? Went to the podium, talked to the reporters, and defended this guy and said, you know what? It was just a tough day for him. It's been a tough 4 years for him. Ever since he signed that extension, it's been tough for him to stay on the field. It's been tough for him to produce. He only had that one season that he hit over 20 home runs, and he got that contract extension.
Right. I don't know. He has something on this front office. I don't know how to explain this. If Arizona can cut Bumgarner and 30-something million they still owe?
In the middle of a massive contract,
exactly.
I'm gonna look up the numbers because I know he has a couple more.
Diamondbacks. We're the Yankees. I mean, we're just printing money, and you're wait, we can't let him go. We can't. You're paying him to make us lose. Are you kidding me? He's terrible.
Madison Bumgarner this year was making $25 million with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They released him, and they have agreed to pay $15 million over the next 3 seasons for Madison Bumgarner. So they cut bait with $25 million this year, 15 over the next 3 seasons. That's a combined $40 million.
Yeah, and we're concerned about what do we owe him? 10?
We owe him a little bit under 10 this year, like 9 and some change. But you could basically say 10. 10 and then 10 also. So basically $30 million for the next 3 years.
Big deal. Oh my goodness. That's just
like Foxy said,
unheard of.
He doesn't take pride in his craft.
He doesn't.
Absolutely, Foxy. You hit it right on the head. And that's Cashman's fault. Now, I don't want to sound like a guy that is on constant repeat, like a broken record, that I'm just coming after Cashman. But when you look at his tenure over the past since 1998 till now, right? When you look at his tenure, he's won he made the deal for Roger Clemens. We give him credit for that.
Yeah,
cool.
True.
How many more horrible moves were made in the middle of that? Like I said on the last show, he decided to let Roger Clemens and Andy Pettitte walk away because he wanted to sign younger pitchers. He wanted to get younger. So he traded for Javier Vasquez. He signed Kevin Brown, and he decided in the next offseason. Yeah, that's all. That's younger. And he decided in the next offseason he was going to sign Carl Pavano and Gerrit Wright because he wanted to get younger.
Terrible moves. He's made a couple good moves, but honestly, his terrible moves outweigh his good moves. I mean, it's.
My guy Vikings in the building. Vikings, how you doing? Salute. Oh, we got my guy Crackle Nuts in the building. I forgot to give you a shout out, Cracker Nuts. Hope all is well. Salute. Like Foxy says, no difference than building a basketball roster. You never sign anyone with motor issues. Absolutely, Foxy. Right. If you're going to scout a kid and you're evaluating a kid that you're going to draft, and you say that, they have all the talent in the world, but it's his motor. That's a red flag. That's the number one red flag you want to walk away from. Because what is this whole motor issue? You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a child's game. You're getting paid millions of dollars to go out there to hustle 4 times down the first baseline to first base.
That's it. That's
millions
of dollars for that.
All you have to do. You have to come up to bat 3 to 4 times in a game. You got to bust your ass from the home plate to first base 3 to 4 times for a sprint. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. The rest of your time, you're getting catered food. You're getting, you got chefs. You got workout, regimen. You got everything is provided for you. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to show up and perform on the field, and he can't even do that. He's so lazy.
And this is the thing, like Cracker Nut said, he extended Hicks, but he didn't want to extend Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly, Crackle
Wow.
Nuts. That makes no sense in the world. And that is, I need to take that and put it on a t-shirt with
Yeah.
Brian Cashman's face on it. He extended Hicks, but didn't want to extend Aaron Judge. Right.
I honestly, I don't know what Cashman thinks. What goes through his head? Is he watching the same games we are?
I don't know,
That
bro. I think he's too busy with his horses and Hempstead, Long Island. I don't really know.
honestly, yeah, he's busy doing other stuff. That
Yeah.
he's not watching these games.
Shout out to my guy Eric Wallace in the building. EY, what it do, my guy? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Alan Landsman's in the building. LI Yankee King. This isn't the NFL reconstructing contracts.
But we do have the draft today. First day of the draft.
Oh yeah, well, obviously the
Think about
NFL
football.
draft is today. LI Yankee King, he has his 50 different trade scenarios of how teams could get into the top 10. We know that, so make sure you watch LI Yankee King when it comes to that. But Crackle Nuts, another great point. You need to see the drive in a player like Jeter and Dustin Pedroia. Hicks doesn't have it. He doesn't even have 25% of what those two guys had.
Paul
They
O'Neill
cared about it. Paul O'Neill. That's the type of character we need. And honestly, when you look at this Yankee team, the last time we had a guy that had that type of fire in them was CeCe.
CeCe, yep.
You love Judge. You love Rizzo, especially what Rizzo did to us, Vladimir Guerrero, a couple of games ago, or whatever. You love both of them. Those are our leaders in our clubhouse. But the last time we had someone who had that fire inside of him, that fire in his belly, it was CeCe Sabathia. And that's what this team needs. And Brett Gardner as well. Shout out to Brett Gardner. Shout out to Brett, Mr. 5'10" with a big old forehead. Shout out to Brett Gardner real quick, because Brett Gardner, he's a player. That's a player that he had to fight for his position every level that he was at. When he was in high school and he was in his local area, he was the best player in his local area. But when he got to college, he had to try out he was a walk-on in D3. Bro, scratch that. He went to JUCO, junior college first. Then he was able to transfer to Division III college. He had to hustle and bust his ass for everything he got because he was undersized. People didn't believe in him. Everybody says he has the speed, but he doesn't have the arm strength. But Brett Gardner turned himself into a major league player with one thing and one thing only: his hustle and his drive.
Yep, his desire. Yeah, like Altuve, Dustin Pedroia, these guys that are, they're small size, and they have to prove themselves. They have to show that they're major league worthy. And Hicks is just taking it for granted. And it's too bad. He had potential, he did, but it's time to let him go.
There's a reason Minnesota traded Aaron Hicks to us for John Ryan Murphy. There's a reason that happened. They saw something in his makeup that said that this guy doesn't have the heart to continue it, especially when he was injured for the beginning part of his career with Minnesota, right? But let's jump into these lineups real quick so we could do the open panel as well. Let's start off with the Yankees. I'll read off the batting lineup, and TC, you can handle the pitching, and we'll switch it over when it comes to the Twins. So Anthony Volpe, he led off the game. He was 2 for 3 at shortstop. Aaron Judge, the DH, was 3 for 4. Antonio Calzone Rizzo at first base was 2 for 5. DJ LeMahieu, the third baseman, was 0 for 4. Gleyber Torres, the second baseman, was 2 for 5. Willie Big Bang Calhoun was 2 for 5, and he pointed at Pete Seminetti when he got his last hit. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in center field was 1 for 5. Kyle Higashioka, the catcher, was 1 for 5. And we like to see Ozzie Cabrera, even though they moved him down in the lineup. He's been struggling a little bit, but he was 1 for 3. Go ahead, TC. Read off the pitching.
Going. Yeah. Well, Domingo Germán started this game. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, gave up 6 runs. He did pitch better than the stats show. I mean, he did have some dominating stuff early, but he, I think it's when he goes through the lineup more than twice. That's when he gets in his trouble. And he had 2 walks and 8 Ks. And then Ian Hamilton, what a find he has been. 2 innings, 1 walk, 2 Ks, no hits, no runs. He's been great out of that bullpen. And I think Boone's finding more trust in him. And then Clay Holmes came in the mop-up duty, pitched an inning, had to strike out, giving him some work. So, and then
Yeah,
Domingo
he
got the
needed to
win.
get the work. He needed
Yeah.
to get the work. Domingo Germán did start the game off pretty good, right? Give him some credit or whatever. But this is the thing with both Domingo Germán and Clark Peaches Schmidt.
Yep.
Shout out to my friend Eric Kratz and Scott Braun for that nickname.
Yeah.
But Clark Peaches Schmidt, this is the thing about both of them. They can only go 3 to 4 innings at max.
That's it.
After that, they're locking in on their pitches. So when it comes down to it, they're best fit for the bullpen.
Long term,
long term option is is the bullpen when it comes to them, whether that's in a long reliever role, whether that's in the 6th or 7th inning. However, they just need to be stuck in the bullpen. But right now we're in a tough spot because both Rendon and Luis Severino are both MIA, missing in action. Do we have any updates on Luis Severino and Carlos Rendon? The last thing we heard about Rondon is that he had a bark in his back. He went out for a bullpen session, still had a bark in his back. I haven't heard anything since when it comes to Rendon.
I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know if we're ever going to see these guys.
Honestly, is Rondon turning into Carlos Pavano 2.0?
I hope not. Hector, come on, dude. Don't say
I
that.
know that's a bit of a stretch. I'm sorry. I'm not going to wood. But I'm just saying we haven't seen him.
I know.
Well, on April 27th, we were told at the end of April is when he'll start gearing back up for his first start the first week of May. It was April 27th. We don't have an update on him.
Yeah, I thought he'd be pitching by now. This isn't a good sign.
At least down in the minor leagues, at least trying to build his arm strength back up, something. Guys in the chat, let me know if anybody has an update when it comes to Carlos Rodon. Ally Yankee King using little sausage fingers over there, try to look up Carlos Rodon, right? Yeah. But I honestly don't know. Uncle Tad said at 5'4", I tried out for my high school team and was dismissed just on my size, not my ability. I could have been on Tuve before the small guys got a chance. Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. You guys stop being height phobic, all right?
Right.
Just because somebody's small doesn't mean they can't produce. All right, I'm 6 feet, so I'm good when it comes to that. But don't be hating on the little ones. Little people need love too, right?
Yep.
Guarantee you when it comes to that, right? But let's talk about the Twins real quick. TC, you can read off their lineup. I'll handle the pitching.
All right, Max Kepler led off. He went 0 for 4. Carlos Correa 0 for 2. He got injured in that game. He left early. Trevor Larnach 0 for 3. Miranda with 2 home runs. He's been tough all series. Joey Gallo got another home run against us. Solano went 1 for 4. Nick Gordon 1 for 4. Christian Vasquez 0 for 4, and then Willie Castro 0 for 1, and that finished out their lineup. They got 6 runs, but it wasn't enough, so too bad.
The pitching side of things for when it comes to the Twins, Kenta Maeda, he struggled. He pitched only 3 innings, 11 hits, 10 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Rick came in afterwards, and he was solid in a mop-up, bro. He pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Pagan closed it out. What was the last pitcher to pitch for Minnesota? He pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Maeda was the losing pitcher of record, 0-4 on the season, and I'm not sure if he's going to survive another month over there in Minnesota if this is the way that he's going to be pitching.
I don't know. I wish we could face him every game. Wow. Jeez, he was.
And the last update we have about Carlos Rondon is April 12th. According to the New York Daily News, Rondon threw on Thursday and on Tuesday, and he will have another bullpen session after that. And that is the last bit of update that we have on Carlos Rondon. I'm going to check Twitter real quick because that was just a Google search. When it comes to Carlos Rondon, let me see. Carlos Rondon
says he will throw on a mound on Friday, which is tomorrow.
Hold on 1 second. Rondon. Let's see. Oh, Christian and Chris talked about it on NYYST. Hold on. Yeah, Talking Yanks say Carlos Rondon would throw for a mound on Friday. Let's see what happens. But yeah, the 18th was the last time Booney gave us an update on Carlos Rondon, and he is MIA right now. It's kind of like Carlos Rondon has turned into the French army during Desert Storm, non-existent. But I'm gonna throw the invite in the chat for you guys that want to come up on the open panel. We're going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to run the open panel to about 12:15, 12:20. But also, guys, please remember, when it comes to the terms and services of YouTube, we have to respect the terms and services of YouTube. On the last open panel, we got a red flag from YouTube because a word was used that wasn't the right word that we were supposed to use. So if you guys can, please respect the terms and services of YouTube. Please respect everybody else that comes on the panel. If you're going to give your take, just know, let one person finish before you jump in, because I throw it around to everybody. You know, let's make it a nice, peaceful time. And also, let's be respectful for one another, because when it comes down to it, I still want to be able to have this place called Yankees Morning Brew so we can have these conversations. And without further ado, we're bringing in the #1 heel in Yankees universe. Yes, you know his name, Mr. L.I. Yankee King, a.k.a. Baby Yoda on his neck. L.I., what it do, my guy?
What's up, L.I.?
What's up?
Chilling, baby. Chilling, baby. Hold on 1 second. We got to bring another one. Another living legend himself, Mr. Uncle Tats is in the building.
Yeah, Tats, what's up, brother?
What's going on, everyone?
Chilling, Taz. Chilling, Taz. How you feel? I'm sorry to interrupt you and your PlayStation 5 right there. You was playing some PlayStation. I'm sorry about that. You got your controller right next to you.
Yeah, no, I just picked up the new 23, so I'm doing all the updates and all that crap.
Oh, okay.
I could just all night.
All good, Uncle
He's
Taz.
making the Yankees' future lineup without Hicks.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. Yeah, he's the first one to be go. But Uncle Tats
burned from the game.
Good morning. Appreciate you joining us. L.I. Yankee King, appreciate you joining as well. Tats, I'm going to start off with you, and I'm going to throw it over to L.I. right after that. When it comes to the conversation that we was having with Bowers and Hicks and Chaparro, how are you feeling? And if you had a message for Brian Cashman, what would it be?
My message for Cat: let the kids play. You know, that's been the MLB mantra for the last few years. Yet Cashman has not gotten that message. Just you know what? At this point, just cut the guys that are not cutting it. You know, it's really that simple. And let these kids show you what they got. You know, you might catch a little lightning in a bottle. It might be temporary till some of these other guys come back. You know, whether it's Bader, Stanton, you know, pitching staff, what have you. Just let these kids, you know, let's see what they got. Let's see what we have in our system that we can work with and who still needs adjustments.
Nice. Booger Brain is in the building. He says, what's going on, everyone? Does round table mean everyone and it has to be round? Not sure if you're trying to make fun of my bald little round head, Booger Brain, but if you are, I hope you wake up in the middle of the night and stub your goddamn toe when you go to the bathroom, all right? I hope when you're at the ballpark and you're getting a hot dog and you open up your ketchup package, it spills all over your white t-shirt. But shout out to you, Booger Brain. Appreciate you for being in the chat. Salute, 3 capital S's. I'm going to throw it over to you, L.I. Yankee King. When it comes down to it, like we were just talking about, what's your message for Brian Cashman? And don't go on no crazy promo, right? Don't do a little shoot promo right now. I'm just asking you, honest to honest, what's your message for Cashman?
Either get a coffee or get a soda, get some caffeination inside your bones, and please wake up, you bottom 5 worthless GM.
Tell us how you really feel.
Tell us how you really feel, L.I. Yankee King. Tell us how you really feel.
Can't go on a promo.
Can't go on a promo. No, but listen. I think we all share the same sentiment when it comes to Mr. Brian Cashman. I'll throw it over to TC Seals. TC, same question going your way. If you had a message for Brian Cashman, what would it be and how would you frame it?
Right now, it'd be step down from your position, go away, and let Sabian and Manaea take over, and let's go from there. Because what's said about Cashman's already been said. We've had enough of his bonehead. I mean, these are bonehead moves. He's getting fleeced by these teams. They're just absolutely laughing at him. Oh, you want Hicks? You want Donaldson? Are you kidding? Come on, enough's enough. Just walk away. Just go camping, rock climbing, skydiving, whatever you want to do.
I like to go camping. Don't be shitting on the camping. I like to go camping.
Hey, he can camp too. I'm not messing with the camping. You know, he camps in front of Yankee Stadium. Like, what is it? Once a year on some thing? I don't know.
Yeah, first of all, I think that is the most cringiest thing in the world, right? As somebody that goes out of his way to help when it comes to mutual aid and helping out people in need and stuff like that, if you want to help out people who are living on the streets and who are helping, Open up your wallet instead of trying to cosplay somebody who is homeless. Open up your wallet and actually donate to them. And when I mean donate the money. Don't donate the money so you could go back on your taxes at the end of the year and get it back plus some more.
Right.
No, actually donate the money to them.
Do it anonymously too. You know, don't
basically.
Oh, I did this, I did that. Come on,
it's very cringy, bro.
Away.
It's super cringy if you ask me, bro. He is just super cringe. Everything he does, the way he talks, the way he walks, like he got pulled over by the cops, right? In Westchester, I think it was, or in White Plains, New York. And even that was cringy, watching him getting pulled over by the cops. Super cringy. But I got somebody I want to bring up. Mr. KC, fun times in the building.
Yeah.
KC, how you doing?
I know that guy.
How
you guys doing?
Good. Trying to make sense. Trying to make sense of Brian Cashman
My
right now,
actual brother.
Yeah. But KC, if you had a question for Brian Cashman, or if you had a phrase, or if you were able to talk to Brian Cashman, what would it be? How are you feeling right now? What's your thoughts?
Simple. What do you have to lose? By getting rid of these guys that are dead weight. It'd be different if the lineup was productive. They were on a hot streak, scoring a lot of runs. The fans would be happy. They wouldn't be complaining. But since the lineup is struggling, and you have guys in the minors that you acquired to help your team or provide depth, and you're doing nothing about it, it makes no sense. So what do you have to lose?
They have no common sense. You know that.
No, common sense and Brian Cashman does not belong in the same sentence. That needs to be spaced out over time, a couple sentences away. But Booger Brain, my guy, he said, to be fair, Clemens and Pennant wanted to go home to Texas. I agree with you on that. But he should have signed Harper. He wanted to be here 100%. When it comes down to it, right? When it comes down to Brian Cashman, there's another scenario, Booger Brain, if you're not mistaken, with, and I'm going to throw it over to TC and then LI and then Tats and then KC to have this conversation. When Alex Rodriguez opted out of his contract, right, in the 2007 or the 2006 postseason, before he got that massive contract extension from the Yankees, that offseason is when the Florida Marlins were doing their fire sale, right? That's when Miguel Cabrera was traded to Detroit. That's when players were just traded left and right. The Yankees had a deal with the Marlins to send Phil Hughes and Ian Kennedy with Austin Jackson in that mix also over to Miami for Miguel Cabrera and Dontrelle Willis. And Brian Cashman said no. We all know Dontrelle Willis's contract, and he didn't pan out for his career. But Miguel Cabrera is going to be a Hall of Famer, right? Even if you wanted to re-sign, even if you wanted, LA, I'm going to just mute you for a second. Even if you wanted to re-sign Alex Rodriguez in that offseason, you could have moved Miguel Cabrera to first base and had Miguel Cabrera playing first base, Alex Rodriguez playing third base. TC, I'm going to throw it to you. What's your thoughts? And if you have a headache right now, I apologize, but what's your thoughts on that little trade blunder that he did?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. He's done these moves over and over. He overhypes these prospects. Phil Hughes, I mean, yeah, he was okay in the bullpen, but that's about all he was. He wasn't that great. And to pass up on Miguel Cabrera and Willis in his prime, I mean, come on, I don't get it. That brings up the one where he, I think there was. Who was it? Miguel Andujar was holding up a deal with for, was it Arenado? That's another one. I mean, he doesn't have the knowledge of these players. Hopefully, that Minaya and Sabian can wake the guy up, because he's just stubborn when it comes to no, I'm going to make these moves mine. This is my move. I know better, baseball better than you. He tries to be smarter than everyone else, every other GM, but he's just a laughing stock now. It's a disgrace.
And Crackle Nuts is in the chat. The Garrett Cole trade, the Justin Verlander trade, right? You could go back even. And this was supposedly like the thought. we had Jason Giambi's contract coming off the books. We could have easily had Miguel Cabrera play for. Who did the Yankees? Do you guys know who after the stopgap between Jason Giambi and Mark Teixeira? Do you guys know who the first baseman was that he decided to go with instead of trading for Miguel Cabrera? I'll wait. I'll wait to see if you guys remember that first baseman.
I can't remember.
I don't remember that.
Doug Minkiewicz.
Oh, yes.
Doug Minkiewicz. He decided to go with Doug Minkiewicz over trading for Miguel Cabrera. L.I. Yankee King, let's get your thoughts on that and throw it over to Uncle Tats in case he comes fun time. Yeah, Crackle Nuts got it. Doug Minkiewicz. Yeah.
Now, to the shock of absolutely nobody, Brian Cashman screwed up yet another trade. Dontrelle Willis, Miguel Cabrera to the Yankees for, as you said, Hector, Austin Jackson, Phil Hughes, and Ian Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Yankees had to take back Mike Lowe's contract, right? And that's why Josh Beckett and Mike Lowe was traded to the Red Sox, because the Red Sox were willing to eat Mike Lowe's contract. But Mike Lowe basically finished top 3 batting average for the Red Sox in those 3 years he was there.
Yeah.
My fault, L.I. Go ahead, bro.
Like, and you couldn't have done like a 3-team trade and send, if you didn't want Mike Lowell, you could have just said, you know what, we'll take the risk. At the time, take the risk, send him to Boston, get a prospect from Boston. Maybe that prospect from Boston you sent develops better here than in Miami.
Do you know who was a prospect that they sent back to Miami?
No.
Hanley Ramirez.
Oh
my
God.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, it's not like we could have used that DH. Imagine a lineup with Jeter, Posada, or Jeter, Posada, or I can't talk today.
That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't talk
I'm
today.
stunned.
I go over to Uncle
Bewildered.
Tass to get his thoughts on that would-be move that Brian Cashman womped on.
It's just Cashman being Cashman. I think that sums it all up. You know, he's trigger happy at the wrong time and for the wrong players.
Yes.
You know, and if you're able to get, and of course, you know, in hindsight, we didn't know. We saw, you know, Cabrera in Miami. Who knew at that point what he was going to be long term, right? But when you look back, it's like, wow, what a mistake! What a mistake that was. And I know it left the avenue for them to get to Teixeira at first base, who is one of my favorite players that I saw. I'm a big Teixeira fan, so I was happy about that they got him, because I wanted him when he was a prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just, I think Cashman being Cashman is the perfect way to sum it up. He's trigger happy on the wrong players.
Mm-hmm. And Crackle Nuts right here pointed out Doug Minkiewicz's career was over after the guy kneed him in the head for the ground. Yeah, that was a nasty injury, as you talk about, Crackle Nuts, 100%. Mr. Rod Thompson's in the building. Rod, what it do, my guy? Also, too, hold on, because you bring up Mark Teixeira, and I throw it over to Casey Funtime after this, right? But just check this out. As much as we love Mark Teixeira, right? As much as we love his Gold Glove, how much he meant to us in the 2009 postseason, we still remember that draft pick that we gave up to sign Mark Teixeira was the draft pick that the Angels used to draft Mike Trout. Now, just check this scenario out. If the Yankees decided to trade for Miguel Cabrera, have him at first base, there's no need to sign Mark Teixeira. So potentially that draft pick would have still been ours, and we could have drafted Mike Trout, because every Yankee scout that you talk to now and has been interviewed ever since then said that the Yankees' #1 target was Mike Trout. So if the Yankees would have traded and had Miguel Cabrera at first base, there's no reason to sign Mark Teixeira. That like through his phone after that one. There's no reason to sign Mark Teixeira, give up that draft pick to the Angels. We would have had Miguel Cabrera at first base, and we would have had a young Mike Trout coming up. These are all self-inflicted wounds that are self-inflicted by Brian Cashman and nobody else.
Yeah.
You know, and just on a level comparison, if I could interrupt, if I remember correctly, the pick that we would have used on Trout led to having the pick for Aaron Judge.
No. What it was a couple of years later, right? Or 3 years later, when Nick Swisher was a free agent, he signed with Cleveland. The pick that Cleveland gave us was the pick that we used to get Aaron Judge. But even with that pick we got for Aaron Judge, we took somebody else before Aaron Judge. So Aaron Judge literally fell into our lap as a reclamation project of let's see what happens if he could turn into be a player that we think he could be in. Eli, I'm going to throw it over to you real quick and then throw it over to Casey Funtime because I want to get his thoughts on this. Don Sicario's in the building. Don, what it do, my guy? Go ahead, Eli. Make it real quick so I can throw it over to Casey.
Don't worry, I'll be quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Hector, I got to correct you a second. This isn't self-inflicted wounds. This is a gunshot straight to your foot. And this is a shotgun point-blank range to your foot. Not self-inflicted wounds. A little difference, but...
Yeah. Well, technically, by definition, that's still self-inflicted shotgun wound to your foot. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Instead of stabbing yourself in the gut, you're shooting yourself in the foot with a 12 gauge. Now your 5 little piggies is all gone. Go ahead, Casey. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Well, I like what you keep bringing up, these what if moves and trades and drafts. I mean, that's the stuff that you're able to find out. What about the stuff that us fans don't even know about?
Exactly,
I mean, there could be all kinds of stuff that we don't even know about that we'd be scratching our heads even more. So TC and I, every year, trade deadline, we go over.
Oh, look at the guy.
Go ahead. No, keep going, Casey.
Yeah, we go over, trade scenarios on what players to go after and what help we need as a team. And the players that we always bring up, Cashman never goes for. And like Tat said, he goes after the wrong players. And I don't know what it is, if it's analytic driven, if it's something else that, pride of him. But he does. He goes after the wrong players that the team doesn't need. He'll go after another, outfielder when you don't need an outfielder at the time, or he doesn't look at the needs. He just looks at analytics or something, but it's very frustrating. And I can't even imagine some of the other moves that he didn't make or he made that it could have turned out differently.
We got my brother Jigga Man Portal in the building. Jigga Man,
random stranger guy.
I love how I walk in, and the minute I do, we got Eli talking about pulling off a Plaxico Burress injury. I was like, what the heck is going on? He said, let's all pull out a Plaxico and shoot us. I heard the story. I was like, you talking Plaxico on Yankees Brew?
Yeah.
No, 2 things, heck. One, did y'all notice I had the wrong track in there for you this morning on the intro?
Yeah. That was you.
Man.
That was all you.
That was me. Oh, I fixed it. We're back. All right, you're good. It's there.
Yeah, we're back.
Thought the show was over.
No, show's not over. Show's not over.
But as far as Cashman goes, guys, I mean, we've all seen it, right? The big signings never really work out. There's a couple we could be happy about, right? Like Gerrit Cole. I'll always love that signing. But he always these smaller ones that for a minute we feel like he did something right. Right? Carpenter last year, right? And then boom, reality sinks in. The injury happens, you're done. Franchi starts off this season, we're like, and then boom, reality sinks in. So we always have these little moments that we're like, oh, he might know what he's doing. But then reality sinks in every time, and we're like, oh, no, same guy. It's like, I feel like he walks around like Dr. Evil, my guy. He's like,
hold on, one second. Booger Brain, because I said this earlier. He said, by the way, Hector, at 3:22 a.m., I went to the bathroom and tripped over my fan. You got to play the lotto today. You got it, Booger Brain. Give me some numbers. I go play the three numbers right now at the bodega. I go play the bodega numbers real quick. But Jigga, we're talking about the Yankees. We're talking about Brian Cashman. The inability to make certain deals happen, and then the deals he does make happen, like Uncle Tats pointed out earlier, he overpays for certain players when it comes to trades. What's your thoughts on Brian Cashman? I love you as my big brother. You're a bit older than me, so you were able to actually analyze the 90 Yankees when Brian Cashman took over at the end of the 98-99. So what's your thoughts and what's your assessments of Brian Cashman yourselves?
Well, you know, you and I have so many talks behind the scenes, right? When we're up till 3 a.m. making graphics and doing everything, and I don't think
we do
I've
that.
ever,
We do that. We don't get normal sleep. We do that.
Sleep. No. Stop it. But you know, I don't think we've ever had a conversation, bro, where we've been able to sit there and go longer than 10 minutes with positive things to say about what Cashman's done over the years.
Yeah.
Right. And that's his own fault. We all can sit there. Yes, self-inflicted, whatever we want to say. We all know as Yankees fans his flaws. And at this point, he has to know his flaws. I picture Cashman like you remember that show where the Pawn Stars, you go in and they act like they're all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hold my ground. But you know they really want that little piece so badly. They're like, I'm gonna act like I don't care. No, that's not a good price. And then they overpay because they're like, I just want it so bad. That's Cashman, bro. Like he doesn't care. He has this money. He's just like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'll play my role. And he signs what he signs. How many times have we been in positions to look at it and be like, why? Why that piece? That doesn't make any sense. Why that extra outfielder? Why, when we actually need an outfielder, you're not bringing in an outfielder that makes sense? You're bringing in some other shortstop. Like he just doesn't ever seem to have a game plan, and he hopes to just get a big swing like a Gerrit Cole to redeem himself with us. And let's be real. We give him a little bit of credit and we'll ride that wave with him so he gets that pass. And then when reality sinks in, it's the same old Cashman BS. So, no, I can't sit there and ever say that he's consistently made me happy as a GM. And I'm pretty sure we're on the same page with that. The man,
I just want to say this one thing. I don't want to get people more upset than he already is. When it comes to, we were talking about Anthony Rizzo, right? And how much he means to us as a leader in that clubhouse. When you take a step back and you look at the trade, when we traded for Anthony Rizzo, Joey Gallo was the number one priority. The only reason we traded for Anthony Rizzo was to stop him from going to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
That is the only reason that Brian Cashman traded for Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo fell into our laps. So when it comes to Rizzo, I don't give him credit when it comes to that, because he only did that to stop the Red Sox for trading for Rizzo. The same thing is we only signed Mark Teixeira to stop the Red Sox for signing Mark Teixeira. So I don't give him any credit about that because they already had it signed deal that Mark Teixeira was going to the Red Sox and the Yankees stepped in at the last second, right? So when it comes to both those moves, I don't give Brian Cashman credit for any of those moves because those are moves that they just fell into your lap and they just made sense. TC, I'm going to throw it over to you. Throw it over to Casey, then Uncle Tess and LI. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, going back to what you're saying about the 90s teams, he inherited all those teams. That was Stick Michaels and Bob Watson. That was not his doing. He had nothing to do with that. 09, the Sabathia and the AJ Burnett and Teixeira. Yeah, I give him a little bit of credit for that. But that's it. The rest of the time, he's been just bonehead moves, and it's just it's very frustrating. Like Casey was saying, we talk about all these things. Why are you not doing these moves? What's holding you back? What are you seeing behind the scenes that us fans aren't seeing? Are you watching the same games? I mean, I don't get what goes through his mind, and it's just it's tough. Go ahead, Li. I'm done talking about that guy.
All right.
Go ahead, Li. Then throw it over to Tass and Casey. That says it all.
How do you go?
I was like, that was out of my ear.
From the greatest era of Yankee baseball, created and learning under Stick and George. Then you go to now and post 90s. This dude cannot make a move unless it falls in his lap. A-Rod, Tex, Stanton, Rizzo. I'm pretty sure someone else fell in his lap we don't even know about that we like.
Nick Swisher.
Why can't you make a move that doesn't fall into your lap? Like, I guarantee you, when Murakami comes over or Sasaki comes over, he would have to get the Red Sox and the Astros involved just so he can get involved. Even though they're two generational talents coming over from the NPB. But what in your mind, what in your stats are you seeing behind the scenes that you go to Josh Donaldson from Gio Urshela? It's like, oh, Gio Urshela. What, because Mike Fishman told you about some war? It's like, oh,
what it was, Cashman
better.
was playing MLB The Show, and his Diamond Dynasty had the 99 Josh Donaldson.
I got
He's
a
like,
gold card.
I'll put him on my team.
Right.
He had the 99 Josh Donaldson in the
That's what it was on Diamond Dynasty. Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, that's why he traded for Gio.
Yeah,
that's why.
I'm throwing over to Uncle Tats right now. I know this is beating up on Brian Cashman hour, Uncle Tats, but
I'm good with that. I'm good with this.
What's your thoughts, real quick? And if you had a direction to go, where would you go when it comes to this team? And then throw it over to KC.
I think the biggest mistake was extending. Yeah, we all know as soon as they gave Boone that extension, that Cashman was behind him. So we knew that Cashman was coming back, even though it was really time for a systematical change. Right. I said this on Pete Simnetti's All Rise yesterday. I'll entertain you guys with it. That I have actually stripped Hal Steinbrenner from using the name Steinbrenner. I have renamed him Hal Cashman. That's the only way you can explain why Cashman is still on this roster. Because we all joke around that they're all related to each other. Because adopted. Because there is no way he could tarnish his father's legacy the way he has by letting these nerds run the asylum. Right. What I would do, I would just, you know what, at this point, just bring all these kids out and let the cards fall where they may.
And when you look back at it, he decided to overpay for players like Sonny Gray when it comes to trades, David Robinson, Tommy Kahnle, instead of using those prospects for Justin Verlander. He said, no, this is a better way to go when it comes to our team. We're going to overpay prospects for Sonny Gray. We're going to overpay the Chicago White Sox for both David Robinson and Tommy Kahnle. And me and my nerds are running the asylum, like Uncle Tasha said. Li, hold on one second. I want to throw it over to Casey. Fun time. Casey, what's your thoughts on that? And if you had a way to steer the ship in the right direction, how would you steer the ship? And I would throw it back up to Celso. Oh, you're muted, Casey. Hold on. You got to unmute yourself. There you go, bro.
Oh, sorry. I don't know that. It's hard to determine that because, like Tad said, Hal has given Cashman full control. So even though there's other people that are hired, so they say, to give him advice, I don't think he takes their advice. I think it's just a publicity stunt for the fans because Cashman wants to make his moves. He doesn't want to make necessarily the smart move or the move that is the need for the team. He wants to make his move so he can put his name on it. And going back to the 90s teams, yeah, it was Stick Michael, Bob Watson, Showalter was heavily involved. Those guys are old school guys. Cashman is not an old school guy. He's using all analytics because he's trying to copy, Billy Beane's mentality back with the A's and thinking that's the new approach. But he's behind. He's behind the times. He's always playing catch up, and he's continually going after the wrong player. So how do you fix it? To me, it's one thing: is get Cashman out of there. That's it.
I have a question. Has Billy Beane ever won a championship?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Can we all agree that the whole Moneyball idea was just an idea that was thrown out there and pushed by the Oakland A's so they can use that as a defense of why they don't want to pay players? But let's be honest, when it comes down to Moneyball, it's just a scheme and a tactic just so these owners could stick in their feet into the dirt to say we're not paying these players because look how successful Moneyball is. Let's be honest. That's literally what it is. It's just billionaires trying to hold on more to their money.
No, money was the first thing that happened to baseball.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
These small market teams aren't even using the money from the luxury tax to put it back in the team. They're just taking it.
No, they're taking it in their pocket. They're using the money that they're getting from the revenue sharing to pay for their payroll. If you look at it, the Oakland A's, even the Tampa Bay Rays, their payroll is getting paid. It is getting subsidized by every other major league team in Major League Baseball itself. Like I said, every team at the beginning of the season, they get a check for $100 million from MLB Network in the TV deal alone.
Yep.
alone. So that $100 million right there is paying for like probably 10 to 15 teams their payroll. The Pittsburgh Pirates is paying their payroll. Tampa Bay is paying their payroll. It's paying Kansas City Royals payroll. It's paying the Oakland A's payroll, right? These owners aren't taking money and putting it back into their team.
But that's why one of my arguments, if I could interrupt again, one of my arguments that I've said on my channel a lot, right, and how I would fix this whole luxury tax issue is if you do not spend your luxury tax on your payroll, right, if you don't reach a certain floor, because I think there should be a salary floor, not a salary cap.
Yep.
You don't reach a certain salary, you get nothing from the other teams. You lose your luxury tax.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
You have to keep a minimum. One, because these players are the ones that are putting the money in your pocket. Pay them; they deserve it. You know, it's gotta work its way up the chain, not down the chain anymore. I think that script needs to be flipped. You cannot justify, and these teams are making it work, and that's why they're not changing it.
Yep.
What the Rays are doing, they're bottom feeders that are actually leading the division at this point in the season. So they're not going to change anything because the owners were all buddy with each other. And going, look at all this money that's in his pocket. Why am I spending the money? And you get guys like Cohen that are spending money like, you know, they're handing out candy on Halloween.
Yep.
You know, where he's going, well, I don't, you know, there's no luxury, if there's no cat, I'm going to spend it all. So they do need a balance. And I think when it comes with the luxury tax, and it will benefit Cohen as well. If you're not spending every dollar from that luxury tax must get cycled into players themselves, not the owners' pockets. That will fix that issue really quick.
100%. I got one comment from Booger Brain before we throw it around and close it out. Moneyball is like companies saying we're being green to be cheap asses. 100%. Right. As somebody that I went to school and I studied electrical theory, right? They keep talking about lithium batteries. You're not talking about high-res capacitors, which actually goes hand to hand with those lithium batteries to use the alternator to recharge the batteries. You're not talking about that. You're throwing out the capacitors because what capacitors does is step down the voltage. It steps it down and it steps it back up. You're not talking about that. So yeah, I could go on for days when it comes to that. But let's just throw it around the panel one time before we close it out. We've got a game tonight. Gerrit Cole. Celso, I'm gonna throw it over to you. With the way that Gerrit Cole has been pitching this year, do you think Brian Cashman is going to waste this season for Gerrit Cole? I'll throw it over to you and then throw it to TC, KC, Tats, and LI to close it out.
That's such a catch-22 question, bro. Right? Like, I mean, I don't even want to tie Cashman's name into Gerrit Cole's season right now because I can't trust that Cashman's going to make any good moves for us before the deadline. None of us can trust the guy with what's going on. So do I think he's going to tamper what Cole's doing? I do. It's going to rely on us hoping that we get Rodon back, all these guys, for us to make the statement. Cashman's not going to play a part in that for us, man. I'm sorry.
TC?
Yeah, Cole's just going to go out there and pitch his game, and regardless of the noise outside, Cashman doing this and what we're going to get trades of this, he's focused on his Cy Young year. This is his year to stick it to everybody who thought he wasn't that good pitcher anymore. He's not even on top 10 lists of top 10 pitchers in the
that was ridiculous. You saw that from Major League Baseball,
yeah,
from MLB Network.
Ridiculous.
He's carrying our team. Without him, we'd probably be in last place. So he's going out there. The pitch clock's helping him. He's focused. Him and Trevino are on the same page. He's locked in, and I know we're in the game every game with him. So
facts.
I'm confident he's going to go all the way this year. Probably, I've got him at 21 wins this year.
Facts. KC, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Cole is not distracted. He's been in the league long enough. He's going to do his thing. He's locked in this year so far. It's just sad that, from a rotation standpoint, providing, additional support, it's not there, with Rondon and Sevy out and Montas joke. But, I don't think Cole is fazed by any of this. And I consider, or I see him having a great game tonight. with a Texas team that's pretty tough, but they're going against Andrew Heaney, so we'll see what he does against the lineup.
Oh God, another former Yankee that's probably going to pitch a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Go ahead, Uncle Tats.
I think Cole's in his own mindset this year. So I don't think anything that Cashman does from the off season through next off season, it's not going to throw him off his game. He's on another level this year. It's his year. He's giving a big FU to everybody that doubted him, and I'm just glad to be, as a Yankee fan, to be along for the ride for it.
Now, Li, to close us out, when it comes down to it, what's your thoughts? And no shoe promos. Go ahead.
All right, I won't do a shoe pro with the boss and Hector here. I don't need Jigga banning me from panel. No shoe promos, mister. But anyway, Gerrit Cole, congratulations. You'll win the Cy Young. But you know what you'll get? You'll get some scrub relief pitcher again from the Athletics or the Royals. Congratulations. And you'll be bounced out of the first round by the Seattle Mariners and sitting on the couch. Again.
Yeah. Knowing Brian Cashman, he'll try to trade for Aroldis Chapman again from the Kansas City Royals. But
good luck with your Cy Young, though. You got the Cy Young.
He might sign Clint Frazier back.
Oh God, stop it, TC. Stop it, TC. I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly would not be surprised if that's the move that he makes. But guys, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Sorry, just getting a little background noise. Appreciate everybody for tuning in for another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew, another episode of the Open Panel. Oh, I got my guy Sunil's in the chat. Steve Schuman's in the building. I hope Sunil got his tooth removed. I think he's going to the doctor's appointment for that. But guys, appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys can hit that like button for the boys, it helps us out with the algorithm. We are at 442 subs right now on the channel. Help us get to 500. Jigga Man, I'm gonna throw it over to you because you do better with this than I do, right? So tell them what's going on with the contest and the giveaway.
He said, "You're the clown. You're the promotion guy." Hey, Chad, go ahead.
Say that. That's rude.
No, I got you.
Here's Jigga.
Hey, chat, you can win yourself a hoodie from your favorite team. And if we hit 1,000 subscribers, you get to pick a jersey. That's right. You can own your own Brian Cashman. Let me start that over. You can own any jersey you want without Cashman. Drop in the link in the tweet, guys. Hit up our account. Help support the Brew Crew. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. We got big things ahead. And I got one question before we exit out, Hector.
Go ahead, brother.
Can someone please possibly send a message over to the Yankees? Let them know, hey, you can do those runs in multiple games. You don't have to do it all in one game and then not score any more runs the next 5. I mean, just throwing that out there.
That's too logical for the Yankees.
All right, end the show.
If we can, Masahiro Tanaka, we miss you. Come back. Okay, I'm done. I'm out. Peace.